right, I got a list of the top 10 iconic anime endings of all time.
Sure.
Is this the one? Oh, Devilman Crybaby had a fucking
that had an amazing
that was the bleak, empty ending, and
I
love that.
That was a go day.
There was
Haiban and Emme as well, which is a very underrated ending as well.
Yeah.
Madoka Magica?
That was okay.
That one was okay.
That was like an Ava ending.
Tatami Galaxy.
Haven't seen Tatami Galaxy.
I don't remember how it ends.
Thing I haven't seen. Paranoid Agents.
Yeah, that had a decent ending. Yeah. I think it's just not as memorable as the rest of the show.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, the ending didn't stand out as much as the rest of like the weird ideas of the rest of the show.
Yeah. What else we got?
Barakamon. Haven't seen that.
I mean, that doesn't have a lot of story to go off of. Dororo.
I didn't finish that.
I didn't finish it either.
I'm sad. I'm sad now. Yeah. Hunter. Yo, that's cap. That's what ending? Cap. What?
There is no ending.
All right.
What's next, Berserk?
Oh my Lord. Naruto Shippuden. Yeah. So Naruto Shippuden is like, that's a good example, like the Naruto ending of just what I mean by just the most safe cookie cutter ending you could ask for. Yeah. And that's completely fine. You know, you've been with these characters. Oh, Anohana.
I feel like it was a safe ending.
The Anohana ending?
Yeah.
Okay, wait. I'm trying to remember.
I remember crying like a motherfucker to this.
I know episode. I cried like a motherfucker, but I don't know if that was because I was like an emotional teen. I don't know if it will like affect me that much at this day and age, because I remember this was like, Anohana was more like Pavlov's dog. It conditioned you with that one song at the end, and then it like...
When Secret Base comes on?
And then at the ending of Anohana, I feel like the reason that was iconic was just because the song just kept going and going, and I was just like, stop. I don't have any tears left.
They all scream, "I found you," and then the ending starts, and you're just like, "No!" Like, why? Katsunogatari.
Oh yeah.
That had a good ending.
Yeah, I fucking love that show.
That's a great fucking show.
Yeah. Okay.
Nishoshin goated.
All right.
What else?
Next one. Your Line April.
I didn't watch that shit.
See, this is a very divisive ending.
It is.
Because a lot of people love this ending, and a lot of people just thought it was kind of a cop-out.
I thought it was a cop-out.
Yeah.
This is like my hot take, where I prefer the first half of Your Line April rather than the second half. It really felt like, to me, some of like the more interesting part of Your Line April to me was seeing someone fall in love with music again.
Yeah.
And then there was a big...
that's why I didn't watch it.
Yeah, and then there was a big twist, because it almost felt like, hey, what this character's going through isn't sad enough. We need to make it sadder.
Yeah, the character drama of Corsair, I think, like not being able to hear like the piano and shit like that part compelling. Was so well written.
Yeah.
And then they just had to be
like,
by the way, the girl you love...
Yeah.
Something's going to happen. I'm not going to say it, obviously spoilers, but...
So, yeah, that's...
a bit of a cop-out. Steins Gate.
Okay. Steins Gate.
That's the one we forget.
Okay, we need to. Yeah, I knew the one was on the like tip of my tongue. Steins Gate.
That entire second half is just good.
Steins Gate to me needs the respect it deserves for having a time travel story, and somehow wrapping up its like mechanics and its story in a satisfying manner.
I agree.
You know, because most of the time when you introduce time travel to a story, there is going to be some fuck up along the way where like to the ending where it's just like, oh, that kind of like plot didn't make sense. The mechanics didn't make sense. Steins Gate is pretty much one of the only examples I can think of where you introduce time travel and you manage to close the loop while making it like seem like everything was resolved.
Yeah, and I think what was genius with Steins Gate is that they did all of that. They somehow managed to tie so many of the loose ends perfectly into one knot while not making the conclusion obvious for people who was watching. Like, you had no idea how that show was going to end.
Yeah.
Even as they like gave you all of this information from like literally multiple different timelines at the same time.
I think the impressive thing about this one isn't so much what happened. It's the fact that they managed to tie everything up.
Yeah. And they made it make sense.
I remember liking it. I don't remember what happens, but I remember liking it.
The only I'd say negative thing about Steins Gate is that it is a slow burner, especially the first half.
I remember the first half was so hard to get through.
Yeah, but if you make it through that first half, that entire first 10, 11 episodes is the build-up.
It's also
it's the Attack on Titan season 2 of Steins Gate.
and I know it's like intentional, but it's so gray.
Yeah.
And then visually very like boring. So it's really hard to like sit there for like 10 episodes, watch them in the exact same location. You're like, oh,
where are my RGB
kill
LEDs?
me. But like that was because I got into anime and Code Geass was like full goddamn colors. And then I went to this, I was like, oh, this is a lot different.
Why are their chins so round?
They're talking a lot.
Yeah, like a lot of talking.
That's a
and it's
lot.
not in the cool way with the fucking. Like, when does that happen? It's like the. All right, what's the next one?
Next one.
Well,
Death Note.
No.
I mean,
No.
The ending is slightly different, right?
It is factually correct that the second half of Death Note is weaker than the first half.
I think it's a good ending.
No, I think it's a good ending, but it could have been 10 times better if fucking Nier didn't exist.
Yeah.
The show is dog.
No, I agree that the second half was weaker. Not even the second half, the last third was weaker.
I've rewatched Death Note quite a few times, and it is always just such a like slog and a different show.
Yeah.
After obviously the big thing.
Yeah.
And it just kind of sucks.
But I think the ending of Death Note did what it needed to. And I thought it was a good ending.
I thought it was
both the manga and the anime, because I've read both the manga and the anime. Both had different takes on the ending, and both did something different and
I did
something
slightly
interesting.
prefer the manga ending.
I knew you would, Joey.
I just think it's a better rounded and better presented ending than the
think
anime.
the anime is more cinematic, which is why I kind of prefer the anime ending. Yeah, I loved the scene where he ran past his like younger self with the Death Note. I was just like, that was just like, oh, that's an anime original. And I was like, oh, that's actually really well done. I kind of like love the visuals of that. But that's just my opinion, bro. Yeah.
Scroll down.
It's all good.
All right.
Yeah. Sure.
Ass Class.
Ass Class, okay, I like the ending to this.
I didn't finish this show, so I can't.
When he does the final roll call, not gonna lie, kind of teared up.
Okay.
I believe it.
Yeah.
It was a feel-good show.
It was. I think it
into
was a way better ending than what the show was expecting you to have.
Yeah.
Expecting you to see.
Okay.
So I think this is underrated.
All right. Cowboy Bebop, of course.
obviously.
Iconic. Yeah.
Goes.
Yeah. Next one.
Fuck off. Scroll.
Dragon Ball Z. I mean, if we're not including GT, I guess, but
Yeah, we can just keep going. Let's keep going. We got nothing else to
there's
say.
better ones.
Gintama.
Gintama. I haven't finished Gintama yet.
All right, keep going. Yeah.
Yep.
sure.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then number one is going to be
Okay.
And
Kogi.
Kogias,
Okay,
okay. So we were right for the most part.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I don't think endings matter that much. I think as long as you do a whatever ending, you'll be fine.
After all of that, whatever, they don't matter.
Think about a lot of the shows you like. You remember core middle bits and the feelings you had. You don't necessarily think of the plot.
No, I'm not saying the ending is everything, but I think it is an important part of a story that shouldn't be overlooked.
Well, yeah, but that's like saying that the start is important.
Every
part of the story is important. But
I have something more to add to this.
Okay, go on.
Because I have just been playing Cyberpunk recently. I played the new expansion, which I think is the best kind of like Cyberpunk's like thing that has been released so far. And I kind of realized that I think I hate multiple ending games. Like, you know what I mean?
Me too.
I actually kind of despise it.
Because the true ending is always a lot of bullshit you got to do.
Yeah.
You got to look up a guide on how to get it, and you're like, this sucks.
Yeah.
Why is the ending the always the good endings, the ones
Yeah.
you have to go through all the complicated bullshit for?
Yeah, because like I remember playing through the original Cyberpunk, and the ending to me was super unsatisfying. And I kind of realized that, it's just because I made all of like the worst choices
Yeah, me too. I got
possible.
Shit.
I got like the shit ending.
I did not like my
And
ending.
like to me, like even like the fact of the existence of multiple endings like demerits the impact of having like one singular ending, right? Because you can have like, I guess like a canon ending, a true ending, but just the fact that the user or like the viewer can choose their own ending, I think that detracts from the impact of just there being one ending. Did you get what I mean?
I do agree, but then I Oh man, I really like the Fear and Hunger has multiple endings. I think it's really
Oh,
cool.
really?
Yeah, I really
You're
like
just
the
a
way-
Fear and Hunger sim. Let's be real.
But I really like how they use the multiple endings in that game, but I hated it in Cyberpunk. Okay, actually, can I preface? The thing that I hate the most is when you can't do any choices that affect the ending until literally like the last moment, where it's
Yeah.
like there's so many little things you can do in like the very
Yeah.
last
Yeah.
segment, because then it feels like a cop out.
Yeah.
It's like, oh, you didn't plan for multiple endings. We just got to this one point and you felt like we can add a bunch of depth if in the last 2 hours of the game.
In
we
that
can do
vein,
it.
then I think a game that does that whole multiple ending thing really well is Catherine, because the thing with Catherine to get the multiple endings, it's literally from the very first choice
Yeah.
you can make in the game, and everything up until the end matters.
Yeah, and I like how like Undertale does it.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I know it's
Totally.
like a meme, but Undertale did it in a really good way.
No,
where
I
you
agree.
are immediately from the get-go seeing
Right. Yeah.
different character interactions based on what you're doing
Yeah.
and locking you into
The
a route.
worst multiple endings are the ones where it's literally the last
Yeah,
dialogue
which is-
option
which
where
is-
it's like yes or no, two different endings.
Well, there's like Cyberpunk, a lot of, well, not all the endings, but a lot of them are what you answer in the last few moments.
right.
Yeah,
Well, it depends where you are.
there are like so many different endings to Cyberpunk though.
Yeah,
It's-
and I know there's a few where if you do all the certain side quests, you get the true ending, which is how
Yeah.
it always is. But then I know there's like when you can go to space or you can shoot yourself or
Yeah,
do a bunch of
yeah.
other stuff. And I was like, man, I felt like I've been locked out of the good ending.
Yeah.
And all of these are not fun.
Yeah.
But I would have enjoyed it more if I was put on a clear path that is showing me that I'm going towards something different
Right.
from the
Yeah.
start.
Yeah.
Not kind of
Yeah,
figuring out as I go.
because like I remember playing through the expansion and I was just like, this is actually the Cyberpunk that I thought I was going to
Right.
get from the original game.
nice.
Highly fucking recommended, by the way, because it's fucking incredible how much they've changed from the first initial release. And obviously Idris Elba fucking kills it in this
Oh,
role
yeah.
as
I mean,
well.
Idris
Oh my
Elba's
god,
great.
he's fucking great. But I got to the ending and it was like the way they closed out the ending that I got was so perfect to how like they built up the characters and kind of like metaphorically sent off all the characters. I was like, this is fucking great. And then I read up on the other endings and I was just like, man, if I got any of these other endings with like some of the major choices that I made, I would have been like, shit.
Right.
I mean, I remember because the final big fight in that game,
Yeah.
at least the base game, I remember when I played it, it was so buggy.
Yeah.
So I remember thinking like, especially the epic final boss, and he's stuck behind a wall, and, I'm shooting him with a pistol, and I'm like, man, this is just not how I envisioned this epic.
Glad I sunk the time into this.
Yeah, it's just man, it was a bit sad. Maybe
Yeah.
I should go back and check it out.
Yeah, and I just think for something very story driven, I guess, like Cyberpunk, it almost like I said, detracts from the impact of the ending, knowing that, hey, if you're not happy with this one, just go a different
Yeah,
route.
yeah.
Whereas, you look at like other games, like for example, like Last of Us or, God of War recently, for me, those endings like stuck with me because that was the ending. The send off to the characters. No redos, no other happy endings, no other sad endings. That was the ending that we got.
Right.
And that was what made those endings stuck out to me, So
Yeah, I think it's a better way, but I guess you have to.
why do you like the Fear and Hunger endings then?
I like it because you have to the character specific. So there's 4 playable characters, and they all have their own version, which I like because it utilizes their story to
Right.
tell, not just a backstory. Here's your character, figure it out. It's like, hey, your character, based off what we've told you, has this mission.
Yeah.
If you go and complete that mission, you'll get a unique ending, which
Yeah.
I really like because it's setting the goals right from the get go, saying
Right.
this is what you need to do.
Right.
And it's up to you if you want to listen to that. Whereas I felt that like Cyberpunk, it's like, whatever Keanu Reeves tells you to do, just do it.
Yeah.
And then you'll figure it out. It's like, okay.
Ah, okay.
I don't know. But I haven't played the DLC, and also I haven't played it since when it came out, basically. So I don't know. It could be a completely different experience.
Right.
Presumably it is.
Yeah.
Okay, first of all, did you see you guys know I'm a Robert Pattinson simp. Did you see he's voicing in the new Hayao Miyazaki movie?
Oh yeah, I am.
Did you hear him? He sounds insane.
In the dub.
Yeah.
Yeah, he
In the
sounds
dub.
insane. He
Yeah.
doesn't sound like Rob Pattinson at all.
He does not. It's insane.
Bro
It's-
popped off. I just want to say it because I watched this movie in Japanese,
Yeah.
and I heard his voice, and I was shocked at how good Rob Pattinson got close to the Japanese voice.
Okay, let's see.
Robert Pattinson, the boy in the
That's
heron.
actually kind of. Yo, Willem Dafoe's in it.
Yeah, Willem Dafoe's in
Let's
it too.
go.
It feels like
I'm actually watching now.
Yeah, I might watch it.
Yeah.
I you know, the movie actually. Because I think when I came on the show after I watched this, I said it was all right. But I think actually, the more I've sat on it, the more it's grown on me.
Yeah.
I think I kind of
Oh
like.
shit! I need to watch this.
It
When
definitely
did it
grew
come
on.
out? July.
Yeah, dude. You haven't watched it? I don't think. I'm not sure if it's still in cinemas.
No, I was going to watch it, but
Yeah, that's the one. Just whatever.
yeah.
What exactly are you?
Your mother. She's awaiting your rescue.
That's sick as fuck.
Good.